Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I got a really special opportunity to go see Bumblebee, like 12 days early, which was really cool, so I wanted to take advantage of that. And after watching these trailers, it was the first time in years that I was actually excited to see a Transformers movie, or at least hopeful. And my hope paid off because this is actually a nice little film comparatively, size-wise. It's still a big budgeted film. But this is a nice film and a fun film. It was warm, endearing, and entertaining. I'm like, holy crap. It wasn't big, obnoxious, in your face, and offensive. That's because Michael Bay didn't direct it. And I guess it seems like somebody else wrote it. Because Travis Knight directed this film, who's really in charge of Leica animation, which I love, which was why I was super excited to see this film, because Travis Knight was directing it, and Christina Hodson, who wrote the film. This film is not super smart, it's not unpredictable, it's cliched, some of the dialogue is cheesy, and it is what it is. Was it offensive? No. This was probably this was the first Transformers film I sat all the way through and didn't feel offended by some obnoxiously bad written characters that were either sexist, xenophobic, bigoted in some shape or form, and made me feel uncomfortable. So right off the bat, that crap was out, and I'm like, okay, marked an improvement. There we go. And then this film is well directed. You actually get to see everything. It doesn't have so much going on that it just seems like a big blob. It's contained enough and focused enough, and the CGI is well done enough, and this film is fun. It's not like dour and in your face and so intensely just trying to be self-serious. It's fun, it's goofy. It has such a wonderful tone and atmosphere about it. It really captures this 80s time period, and it's campy and fun and emotional and endearing and warm. And Travis Knight does such a great job of capturing, I think, what a Transformers movie should be. And this film really feels that way. And you open up, the opening of this film, where it sets up Cybertron and the Transformers, sets up John Cena's military character, and Haley Steinfeld's Charlie, our young protagonist. So well done. And you really capture everything within that beginning of the film and really feel the stakes and why the characters feel the way they do. Yes, do they talk a little bit too much about how they feel instead of just showing it and being a little less on the nose about stuff? This film doesn't have as much finesse as it could have. They're still going for that big budgeted kind of dumb kind of movie, but it was a lot sweeter and endearing than dumb and offensive. And that was a nice change of pace. Travis Knight shoots the action really well, and the Transformers fights are actually fun and intense. Does this film really get lost in the CGI a little bit towards the end? Yeah, but it still has heart and keeps up with its thematic approach, which may be a little bit on the nose, but still hits, and you do emotionally feel it, and it's nice. And it's not obnoxiously annoying human characters either. These characters are endearing and have their moments, and you feel where they're coming from for the most part. And especially our main character, Charlie, she's really likable despite her stubbornness, and you really capture like what motivates her and makes her feel connected, and why she feels connected to this Transformer. And their relationship is fun and endearing, and Bumblebee's a great character. He's spunky, he's scrappy as a fighter, but he's innocent and fun and endearing as a character, and you really feel him as a character. And that's a nice thing about this film. The opening fight on Cybertron is great. And that would be cool to see an actual Transformers movie on Cybertron made like this film. And especially how they flesh out, say, Bumblebee as an actual character. And I think that could work. This film, though, it's focusing on this young woman, and you really capture her feelings. And this 80s They went full-blown 80s. The music choices were great. They really fit, especially because the songs wind up being a voice for Bumblebee at points, despite Dylan O'Brien being in there a little bit as his voice, which works really well. But Haley Steinfeld's a great lead in this film. Bumblebee's a fun character. The music by Dario Marinelli, who usually does like big, like high-end kind of prestige films. His composition for this film was really good. It was very tense and beautiful at moments and endearing, and mixed with the 80s music really worked. John Cena was charismatic and fun and campy at moments, but also you got to see his motivations and why he does the things he does, and it makes sense. And he feels like more than just a one-dimensional goofy 80s action movie character, and you get to feel why he feels the way. Overall, I think this is a fun film. I think it's worth seeing. It's a nice film. There are some moments where it pushes the limits of like this being like a family-friendly movie, because it gets pretty violent and some odd choices on how they dispose of human life at certain points, and that could be really dark. And without those, like, there's like 3 particular moments that went a little too far. Without them, this would have been a completely family-friendly film. And I think this would have been a nice thing to take your kids to go see this holiday season, besides just Mary Poppins. And overall, I think this is worth checking out, and I think it's worth being hopeful for other Transformers films. You go, Travis Knight. You did a great job. I liked Bumblebee. Once you guys get to go see it, let me know what you think. Comment. Tell me that I'm wrong. Or tell me you were surprised too and you're a bit hopeful now for Transformers films as well. Thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.